Hey Heart Healers, this is going to be a really short video today and it's purely going to be focused on stress and anxiety. So if you can relate to or are currently experiencing stress in your mind or body or anxious thoughts or the feelings of anxiety, then please take 2 minutes to sit and watch this video and maybe there will be some benefit for you today in doing so. Now I'm going to tell you really briefly a little bit about my mind and the way it works. I was diagnosed with PTSD, with depression and anxiety about 2.5 years ago, and probably much before that I have always struggled with anxiety and it becomes quite overwhelming for me. I tend to get stuck in my mind and I just get caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts that appear and get sucked into that feeling of dread and worry and hopelessness. Now what I want to highlight today is that for me, the most important thing I have found throughout my journey so far in my own recovery from mental illness is that the way out of your mind, the way out of the anxious thoughts that take control of you are through the body. Now when I say through the body, I am an avid practitioner of yoga. I practice most mornings, injury forbidding. And one of the most important things that I have learned from that is that when you relax your body, you have a relaxed mind. Now there's plenty of research and literature online and I don't need to go into this in depth, but a simple Google search, if you want to look into it for your own personal interest, your body stores and holds on to emotions that you have not processed. So for example, if you have repressed, I don't know, feelings of fear or anxiety or repressed anger or anything that hasn't been resolved in your life, your body will hold on to this, and that repression of emotion will physically manifest itself as either tension or tightness in the body, or maybe it will progressively develop into an actual illness or an injury. Now I want to take about 30 seconds to show you really quickly what I personally do for my own mind whenever I start to feel these feelings of anxiety and fear or stress or depression start to kick in my mind. Now, I hold a lot of tension and stiffness in my calf muscles, and this is primarily because of a lack of care and attention towards my body, and because I've been partying pretty much non-stop for 14 years. From the age of 16 to 27, I would have been two-stepping and dancing in nightclubs every Friday, Saturday and Sunday night. And anyone that has partied, or anyone that is still partying or goes to raves and stuff, I think you'll understand what I mean. Your calves get a pretty serious workout after spending your weekend in a club on your feet. So I just want to show you really quickly what I do whenever I start to get stuck in my mind, and hopefully this will be of benefit to any of you that are watching this, and maybe it's something you can do and have a crack at. Now you can see here I set up 2 small planks on the floor, just stacked on top of each other. So what I will do whenever I start to feel myself slip into these stressful, anxious frames of mind is I will stretch my body. And when I'm stretching, as I said, my calves are really tight, so I like to have my toes up a little bit. It makes it a bit more intense. And I'll just hang and breathe. And the most important thing here for me, it's not just the stretching itself, but it's the breath. And I'll sit here and I'll hold this and I'll take 5 to 6 long deep breaths in through my nose. And out through my mouth. And I really emphasize the releasing part of that. Audibly releasing, making that sound helps your body to let go of the pent up emotion that you're storing already within the body. And you'll find that on every exhale, your body will just relax a little bit more as your nervous system starts to calm down and your parasympathetic nervous system starts to kick in. Now, like I said, I'll do this maybe 5, 6 breaths, sometimes 10 if I'm really worried or really stressed, and I'll just sit here and just feel the tension slowly ease from my body, just focusing on the breath each time. Just in through the nose. And then release all the tension out through the mouth. And then we'll come back up. Now what I did there is so simple, and it's so simple that you often wouldn't even think to use this as a tool whenever your mind does start to lose control and you start to get sucked into these thoughts. And the reason it's so powerful is because when your anxious mind starts to run rampant and lose control, your sympathetic nervous system kicks in. And your sympathetic nervous system is the fight, flight, or freeze response. This is the physiological response to your mind having anxious thoughts and anxious energy. And the quickest way to get out of that is to take your mind back into the body. And when you stretch, and when you breathe, and when you do them both together, this activates your parasympathetic nervous system. And this is the part of your nervous system that focuses on breathing, your heart rate, and rest and recuperation. So you can see there really is quite a powerful benefit to taking that moment to stretch and breathe mindfully and to do them both together. For me in my journey, the discovery of yoga and particularly the discovery of the power of the breath have been two of the most important things that have helped to keep my mind on the straight and narrow. So if you find yourself slipping into these anxious frames of mind again in the future, maybe take 30 seconds, like I said, to just find somewhere quiet or peaceful, somewhere that you're not going to feel embarrassed about stretching or breathing in front of someone, and just stretch and breathe in through the nose and deeply out through the mouth. Hopefully this has been of help to you guys. I know it has been for me, and if you try it out, or if you're already doing something like this to sort of manage your psychological state and well-being, then let me know in the comments below or share with me what you might do as well. And with always guys, with peace, love and joy, I'll see you again soon.